Next, gangs, and a local solution that's working.
Little Rock, Arkansas, population 200,000. It's not a big city, but it has big city problems. In fact, in 1993, the murder rate was higher than Los Angeles or New York. Why? Gangs and crack cocaine. Little Rock coroner Steve Novoychek has handled hundreds of gang killings.
Novoychek has been Pulaski County coroner for the past decade. He's seen Little Rock transform from a sleepy southern capital to yet another urban war zone.
One of the things that I began to notice, we were finding that the bodies had the same thing on them as the graffiti. That was about the same time we began to see a lot of the crack cocaine on the street, and that was also coincidentally the same time the movie Colors came out. And a lot of the kids around here said they were hanging out in cliques and doing things, and then, you know, the movie prompted them to become Cripper Bloods. In '83, when I took office in this county, there were 38 homicides reported to the office, and that's for the whole county of about 400,000 people, and I thought that was a tremendous number. Then in 1993, 10 years later, there were 111, so the number nearly tripled over that 10-year period without a corresponding rise in the population rate. This is the end result of what happens to these kids on the street. Either this or they go to the penitentiary.
Or you end up here, in the gang cemetery. Parents and community leaders built this grim reminder in the heart of the hood.
These boards are the boards that I carry with me when I talk with kids on the street. And these homicides are 1992, and you can see this is just the age group 15 to 24. We had more homicides than this.
So Novoychek began a one-man campaign. He shocks kids into realizing how ugly and final death is.
These are the simple little pin boards that we used to keep track. In 1993, for instance, the black dots represent homicides once again. And so you see here, this is the downtown area of Little Rock proper. Some of the kids refer to this area as the war zone.
He proposed a strong line against gang activity. It's called zero tolerance. The program imposes stiff penalties for gang members who break the law.
This is the 94 board. And so you can look at the areas here. There's been a pretty dramatic decrease in the number of homicides in this central Little Rock area.
Much of that decrease is due to zero tolerance, and police say it's working.
We have a drug task force that hits those gangs very hard right now. It's called Zero Tolerance Task Force. And they're making numerous arrests. They are seizing quite a few weapons and getting a lot of dope and a lot of drug money off the street. This task force comes in, they disperse those gang members off the streets, move them to other areas, and it's having a positive impact on the gang activity in Little Rock.
Novoychek is not without his critics. Some people feel he's grandstanding, making another run for office.
I'm not running for office. I'm going out of office. I did this for 6 years without any media attention. The media attention was not, I didn't ask for it. I didn't call you, you called me. I've been doing this for 20 years, and in the last 7 years, 5 or 7 years, the demographics of our victims has changed so much that they're all youngsters, you know, and I guess the fact that I'm getting older begins to get a little closer to home, but it's sad to realize that so many of these kids don't realize the finality of death.
Novoychek is retiring when his term expires at the end of 1994.
Now he's going to concentrate on the living, teaching, and lecturing across the country, using his knowledge in the war on gangs. Steve, we wish you the best of luck.
Coming up, you'll meet our crime fighter of the week and one of America's most stupid criminals.